Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kenny Lamons here with Medicare Millennials. The Medicare annual election period ended just a few weeks ago on December 7th, and we're actually coming up on the end of the Medicare Blackout Period. So, what exactly is the Medicare Blackout Period? What does it mean for you if you're wanting to kick off the year and just have a really big Medicare year? Well, I'm about to explain exactly what the Medicare Blackout Period is and why right now might be the very best time for you to get ready to rock and roll, start dropping your mailers, doing your advertising, and the best time to, frankly, to get into the Medicare selling business. So first and foremost, a lot of you that are recurring agents may be used to specifically selling during the Medicare annual election period from October 15th to December 7th. And then you kind of just take it easy the rest of the year. And if that's you, you already know that with some limited exceptions, the time frame after December 7th all the way through January, the beginning of January, is kind of a blackout period. Not only are there only very limited circumstances where you can sell or flip somebody that already has a Medicare Advantage plan, but there's even a lot of restrictions as far as getting contracted and certainly switching contracts from one FMO or upline to another. So you've got a little bit of just a quiet period here in the end of December, right here before the new year. And then everything kind of opens right back up, and the clever agents or a new agent that's listening to this video and thinking about getting into the business needs to recognize that this may be the very best time to start selling Medicare plans. Okay, so real briefly, I'm going to tell you, you kind of know what the Medicare blackout period is. You can't really, except in limited circumstances, you can't sell until January 1st. Ethan and I are going to be doing a collaborative video later this week that explains the complete breakdown and guide to how to master this Medicare Advantage open enrollment period that goes from January 1st through the end of March. Okay, but for right now, just a little tip. Why would you want to sell and get ready to sell right now during this blackout period? So I had a couple of points that are going to help you guys out. Number one, there's going to be a lot less marketing competition here at the turn of the new year. Okay, so a lot of the biggest call centers, the biggest agencies, and the carriers put their biggest budget forward, their best foot forward during the annual election period. That doesn't mean that they all let up during this next period to sell, but the competition's gonna be lower. Your lead cost acquisition should be lower. It should be a little bit easier for you to get in front of new prospects. Number two, and most importantly, guys, during the beginning of every year, there's a lot of buyer's remorse. As I talk about frequently, the vast majority of Medicare Advantage plans are sold over the phone by call centers who may just be hourly employees who have very limited knowledge and certainly they're not very invested into each of these people that they talk to. Therefore, they may not always end up selling them the right plan. There's a ton of buyer's remorse right here at the beginning of the year. You as an educated, independent agent can really capitalize on that and kind of help move people either back to a plan that works for them or onto something that their doctors accept, etc., etc. So lots of buyer's remorse that we want to capitalize on. And then there's a lot of flexibility. And what do I mean by that? Anybody that has a Medicare Advantage plan from January through the end of March has the ability to make a change. Okay, so you don't have to worry during this time of year so much about running into, do they have low income subsidy? Do they have Medicaid? Because if not, I can't do anything until AEP next year. Well, that's not the case. If they have a Medicare Advantage plan, they have at least one opportunity to make a change or to switch to a different plan because they're unhappy with where they're at. So it's going to be really easy for you to have a broad spectrum of people to talk to that are you're capable of making a sale and doing some business with right then and there. So what should you do? First of all, if you're not already licensed, and you're at that early on, you need to go watch the video. If you go to my home YouTube page, I stickered or tagged that video right there that kind of walks you through the steps you need just to get started. If you're already licensed and you're looking at just diving in for this new year, start mailing now. So what do I mean by that? Direct mailers are one of the most popular, consistent ways for an independent agent to build their business early on. And you want to start sending mailers for the Medicare annual or Medicare Advantage open enrollment period right now. It's going to take 3 to 5 weeks, just depending who you go with, to kind of place that order for those mailers to get sent out and then for you to get them back and start working them. So even if you drop today or tomorrow, you may be looking at the middle or the end of January before you've got those leads in hand ready to work. So move now, act now. A couple of tips on that. I'll go into a lot more detail when Ethan and I do our interview here later this week over Medicare Advantage open enrollment period. But for a newer agent, fixed cost direct mail is the best route to go. I won't go into the nitty-gritty details of that right now, but if you can find a program either through your FMO, like if you worked with us through our FMO, we have a fixed cost, great direct mail lead program. But you can also find those out there on the market if you just look around at different direct mail companies for fixed cost leads. You want to do, a minimum of 10 per week. I completely understand that some of you are doing this part-time or you're not able to invest just a ton of money up front, but what you do need is consistency. You don't have to order 50 leads per week, but you really want about that 10 per week minimum, even if you're doing this part-time, so that you have the at-bats and the opportunities all during the first 3 months of the year to really get your book of business rolling and get your experience level up. And then finally, just something to remember, income isn't an issue. Just like Medicare AEP, during this first quarter of the year, we don't specifically have to target low-income individuals. The Medicare Advantage open enrollment period is available to all incomes. Anybody that has a Medicare Advantage plan that may want or need to make a change during a one-time change the first quarter of that year. Now, there are some rules and stipulations to how you can market and who can make exactly what changes, which again, I'll go into in a later video. But I just wanted to get everybody excited today because you didn't miss the best time of year to sell. Quite the contrary, for an independent agent like myself and a lot of you guys watching this video, right now today is the best time to get moving. Reach out to a mentor, reach out to Ethan and myself or whoever you think fits the mold that you're trying to replicate and duplicate, and get started right now because it's the best time of the year to do so. Y'all have a great week.